Okay, bar replay number 3 on gold, H1 chart or 60-minute chart. I've done, I think, 2 bar replay videos, both on the H4 chart, so I want to bump down one time frame and try and see if I could get a trade on this H1 gold chart. So I'm going to scroll back randomly and try to get a nice place. We'll go right there, We'll leave it right there, perfect. So again, bar replay icon, click that, take my cursor as far as I can to the right edge of the screen, click, and my price action's gone. I can now begin to mark up or analyze. The thing about bar replay is you can't do multi-time frame analysis, so whatever time frame you're on, you need to stay on that time frame or you'll lose the bar replay. So I have to do all my analyzing on the H1 chart. I do like to bump up to higher time frames to identify trend, draw trend lines and stuff like that, but I'll have to try and do it on the H1 chart here. So first off, I'm going to get an array and come down here to our low, and I think this should be fine. And we'll array up to there for now. Okay, so we're gonna have to adjust that. Let's go to the next level of structure there, and then we'll keep advancing that to there, and then once more to here. Okay, so I took the wick, the very end of the wick of the low way back, and I'm bringing this end of my ray to the body of this structure candle here. So I go from wick to body, or wick to close. Then I want to get another ray. So that established the long-term bullish trend. Now I'm going to identify the shorter bullish trend here, and I go from the tip of the wick on the start candle to the body of that second tap there. And I see that I still have room. All of these candles haven't been touched, so I think I can put another ray on there. Wick to body. And I think that'll be enough as far as trend lines, bullish trend lines. Let's try and see if we can get a couple of bearish trend lines in. So I come up here to the high, take the top of the wick, and let's see. Okay, and we'll come here like that, and we'll go with that. So this is what my trend lines look like. Trying to identify trend. We have a big bullish trend on the H1 chart. Then we have, let me move this a little bit more, just so I get more taps here. I think I'm gonna have to move it here just so I can get more taps. So the start, here's one tap, here's 2 taps. So 1, 2, 3 points. We'll call that a trend. And then we'll dial it in. Okay, that looks good. I'll get it as exact as possible. That looks good. So big bullish trend. We have this bearish trend here, midterm. And then on the H1 chart, we have a smaller, shorter term bull trend. Okay, from here, I look at my RSI to see if I can see any kind of momentum to try and predict what I think price is going to do, where the strength is. And since we're in this short-term bullish trend, I see some bullish hidden divergence right away here. Let's see here. So here, all of this, and then I'll put another trend line in here. So I'm looking at that right now, as far as divergence, as far as momentum. And let's find these points on the chart. So here, and we'll just say it's coming out there. And from this point here, coming out there like that. Now price could push down to this trend line, which would kind of adjust or change this divergence here. But we'll leave things there for now. Okay, so identify that divergence there. Now I want to try and find a couple of zones. I'll try and find a couple of zones above and below price. So I want to try and find a couple of zones above and below price, at least one above and one below. So how I do this is I look at this bearish run here. I look at that bearish run there, and I say I want to look for a bearish divergence. Bearish divergence in a bearish run. I want to look for a bearish hidden divergence. So we want to look for lows in the RSI. Let's see, any obvious divergences. Okay, here we have a bearish regular divergence. So this is a bearish divergence in a bearish trend, which is what I'm looking for. Here and here. Okay, and mark out a zone. We find the candle relative to that point, and bring that zone across. Bring the zone across. Adjust it here. And we'll take that zone. We'll look for, okay, so here is a bearish hidden divergence. Here on the chart, it is here, there, our zone. I use blue for regular divergence, and I use purple for hidden divergences. So if we were to find a low on RSI, I don't see any low on my RSI that is lower than this point here. So what I'm going to do is take the lowest point I can find on the RSI here, which would be that there. Let's see what that candle looks like. And drag a zone across. And adjust it nicely to our candle. Darken it up. Okay. So I have a zone below and I have a zone above. And we can see that this this looks like a pretty legitimate zone. We have a bunch of taps there, and the upper zone, I like how that looks because of that tap there and this tap here. Okay, so I'm liking these zones. Let me get rid of these arrows, and now we can get back to price action over here. Okay, so our RSI has bullish hidden divergence, meaning momentum is building for a potential move up. It's oversold, which also means there's potential for RSI to head up and price to head up along with it. Our stochastic is oversold, which is also a confluence that has a possibility of coming out of oversold and moving up with price as well. But I don't see a signal. I don't see a buy signal yet. We have price approaching a bullish trend line. We have price approaching a bullish trend line there. So I'm going to advance the chart and wait for some sort of buy signal. Okay, let's see. I don't see anything yet. I'm looking for some sort of W with divergence on the RSI and a W in price. Let's advance forward a bit more. Okay, so it popped. And we have a break of structure here. We have a break of structure. A break and close of structure there. So the move up to that point was missed. And let's see if we can get in on a pullback. So we had thought price would move up based off of our bullish confluences. And it did, but we missed that initial move. Now we hope to get in on a pullback. And how I do that is I can get a regular Fibonacci retracement. I need to let the bars play out until a swing high is established here. So we'll advance a bit more. Okay, so we see a swing high being established. I get my Fibonacci retracement. And we're looking for a 618 pullback on this second leg of the W. 618 pullback on the second leg of the W. Okay, so we got that here. A long position would have been put here. Long position would have been put in there at the 618 of the second leg W. Parameters come in. Take profit 1 is 11RR. Take profit 1. Come in at 11RR. Take profit 2. Come in at 144 fib. Take profit 3. Comes in at my 233 fib. And we'll monitor the trade to see if we're going to put our break-even stops in. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. The 233 comes in at this swing high, right at the structure level. We could go to 2618, but I'll stick with the 233 here. That looks good enough. Let me drag out my position box and fib a little bit farther to give the trade room to run. And the position box. Take profit levels. Take profit 2. And take profit 3. We're looking at 42 pips risk with 142 pips risk. TP1 is 42 pips, 1 to 1. Take profit 2 is 2.5 to 1 at 105 pips. Take profit 3, 3.6 to 1 at 151 pips. We'll monitor the trade to see if we need to put break-even stops in at any point. Currently, the trade bounced back into profit 6 pips. 6 pips currently. Let's advance the chart. Take profit 1. Almost hit. Okay, at this point, we are 20 pips in profit. Price had gone up to 40 pips. At this point, we can decide if we want break-even stops. Price was 2 pips from our take profit. Missed our take profit by 2 pips. Currently at 20 pips. Let's run the chart. Take profit 1 achieved, and at take profit 1, we now drop our stops to break even. We now have break even stops as soon as price hits our take profit 1, we'll drop in our break even stop. And this trade is risk free. We're currently at 40 plus pips. Currently at 40 plus pips. 40, we hit 51 pips. Let's advance the chart. So we 79 pips. Price has gone up to 79 pips, but is now back to our take profit 1 level. Let's advance the chart. Price is in our zone. Price is up against price is up against the resistance, which was previous support. Coming off of the zone back here. Approaching take profit 2. We are currently at 73 pips. Currently at 73 pips. Take profit 1 had been achieved. Let's advance the chart. We're back at 86 pips. I'm going to take profit on position 2. So position 1 was 42 pips. Take profit. Position 2, we're taking profit at 86 pips. If that's correct, yeah, 86 pips on position 2. We have position 3 open and position 4 open. Let's run the chart. Alright, sorry I couldn't stop the chart, but position 3, I would have taken profit. That's close enough for me at the close of this bullish candle. I would have taken profit at the close of this bullish candle. That's plenty of profit for me. And that would have been 137 pips. I just couldn't stop the chart from running. Position 3, 137 pips. 137 pips. Take profit. Position 4 is still open. Let's drop in a 50 RSI level here. And say that as long as price stays above the 50 RSI level, we'll stay in the trade. We will stay in the trade. It's also above our bullish trend line. We will stay in the trade with position 4 running as long as price is above our bullish trend line and is above 50 level RSI. We will stay in this trade. We are risk-free at a break-even stop, and we are also risk-free at the TP1 level because of our trend line. Price can come down to this trend line, and we will be above TP1 level. So I could trail stop. 40 pips. Position 4 has a stop loss of plus 42 pips, no matter what. I will net 42 pips on position 4, no matter what. Let's advance the chart. Okay, take profit 3 would have been hit, but it was so close when I took profit. It doesn't matter. I feel good with where I took profit, but take profit 3 has been hit at the 233 Fibonacci. Let's advance the chart. Position 4 is running. RSI is above 50. Price is above our bullish trend line. Okay, RSI dips below 50, but price is still above our bullish trend line. I will not close this trade as long as price is above my bullish trend line. I will hold this trade. I'm going to advance the chart. Okay, we have a retest of the high. Retest of this high level. Making looks like an M, start of an M. I could take profit on position 4 for another 137 pips. But my trading plan says to leave position 4 open and running as long as price is above this trend line and above 50 RSI. So let's advance the chart. Okay, we have a dip below our trend line. It hasn't stopped us out on our 40 pip trailing stop. Will it do so on this next candle? Okay, it's testing the structure of the trend line. I see a W about to form on my RSI. My stochastic is low, coming up. Let's see what happens. And we are stopped out at our take profit of 42 pips. 42 pips. Position 4, 42 pips. Position 4, 42 pips. This could have been a 137 pip position, but I got stopped out for 42 pips. It could have ran on for thousands of pips. We would have never known that, but I took profit on 3 positions prior, so the 4th position, my trading plan says to leave to run. I'm happy with another 42 pips. So let's add everything up. Let's add everything up. 42 pips plus 42 pips plus 86 pips plus 137 pips plus 42 pips. 307 pips. 307 pips. Oops, 307 pips total on this trade. 4 orders combined for 307 pips. Targets achieved. I'll screenshot this and post the picture to the group and have the video up as soon as possible. Peace.